Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to take a look at Handlock. I can already hear your confusion. After all, 2 is the only Warlock archetype that is playable in Rise of Shadows. And you're not altogether wrong. I won half of my games when I was playing this deck, so yeah, it's not really a great climbing deck. But on the positive side, this deck is capable of winning some games, even though that takes pretty sharp piloting. You're on the edge all the time in every game. But it's able to win some games, so if you want to jam Warlock games with some other archetype besides 2, then this is a perfectly viable option for that. Handlock has not seen a lot of experimentation. If you look at lists on something like HS Replay, there are only a few lists and they are widely different, and I think all of them are pretty bad. Not to say that this is great either, I just think this is at least somewhat better. Because this deck uses good cards, and good cards are nice to have. This deck uses good cards like Mountain Giants and Twilight Drakes, and stuff like Rotten Apple Worms and Sunriver War Mages. Overall, Handlock has a bit more of a game in the current meta than it has had for a while, and that's because there's not a lot of burst in the current meta. Handlock is extremely vulnerable to burst. If your opponent has burst damage, you're just dead. So Hunters, Freeze Mages, these types of decks with a lot of burst potential from hand, they just kill you. Because for the most part, okay, you have some healing available, but you will have to go down to that 15 health. You have Lord Jaraxxus, takes you to 15 health. You have Alexstrasza that you can use defensively to get you to 15 health, or that you can use offensively, because if you get some demons on the board, some minions on the board, Alexstrasza face, go face, win game. It's a careful balancing act. How low do you dare to be and still not Alexstrasza yourself, but save it for offensive use? But because you're going to be at fairly low health totals, decks with burst, they just kill you. But right now, with not a ton of burst available, then you can actually survive with taunts. And Rotten Apple Bomb is a taunt, and I run 2 copies of Sunfear Protector, 1 copy of Defender of Argus. I wanted to have 3 taunt givers in the deck. I think Sunfear is better than Argus because it's cheaper, it's more easy to fit into various positions. And these 3 taunt givers, they taunt up the demons that Jaraxxus builds, they can taunt up Mountain Giants, they can taunt up Twilight Drakes. Sometimes they even need to taunt stuff like Sunriver War Mages. But when you're facing board-based decks and you're able to build a lot of taunts, then those taunts can help you survive. Other than the taunts, you need tech cards to answer the meta. I'm running double Acidic Swampus because I really want to get rid of French Calibers and Super Colliders. Both are really bad for me for different reasons, but double Ooze takes care of those. And I'm running 1 copy of Silence. It's not the best Silence meta. Mech Paladin is kind of away already. Bomb Hunter, sometimes Silence is great against that, sometimes it just doesn't do enough. But running 1 copy of Silence seems to be pretty decent. And there's tons and tons of removal. Hellfires, Shadow Flame, Siphon Souls, Twisting Nethers. Those Sunriver War Mages can be used for removal as well. I'm running Sunriver War Mage and no Shadow Bolts because the meta doesn't seem that fast. 3 mana Shadow Bolt that leaves my opponent with the initiative just doesn't seem good enough when I can do 5 mana, deal the same amount of damage, that can also go face, and leave me with a minion on the board. The overall strategy of Handlock, what you really would like to do, is you get a handful of cards, you play your cheap Mountain Giants, you play your cheap Twilight Drakes, you maybe taunt them up, you use them to hit face, you support that face hitting with some War Mages, and with some hard removal like Siphon Souls and Big Game Hunter, then you become Lord Jaraxxus and you start pumping out those 6/6 demons, and you just create so much pressure that the opponent crumbles. And when you're facing something like Warrior with this have a lot of armor, or even against aggressive decks where you just stabilize and then you have the board, but they still have 30 health, Alexstrasza. Excellent offensively and also a potent healing tool. As for the mulligans with this deck, it depends on whether you think you're going to be the aggressor or the defender. If you think you're the aggressor, you want to hold on to your Mountain Giants. Whether you're on the coin or not, they are just really good cards in that scenario. If you think it's a very slow matchup and you're the aggressor, you even keep Lord Jaraxxus, because you want to become Lord Jaraxxus and start pumping out those demons. On the other hand, if you're being the defender, then you need stuff like Doomsayer, Hellfire, Then depending on the opponent, stuff like Acidic Swampu, Spellbreaker in the appropriate matchups. Maybe even Mortal Coil if you expect that there will be some 1-health minions that you can cycle for more card draw. And then there's one card that you always just keep, and that's the Twilight Drake. An excellent tool. Great minion when you're on the defense, great minion when you're attacking. Just all around great stuff. If you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at how is Handlock doing in the current meta. Let's give it a try. Up against the warrior, I find my win condition. I don't have a lot of win conditions, but I do have Lord Jaraxxus. Let's see where we can go from here. First we tap, then we Twilight Drake, Drakedy Drake. Warrior kept every card, so that's some scary stuff. Game Hunter, probably not useful against Warrior. Should it really have a place in this deck? I'm not sure. Well, that shield block now means that he can shield slam. He can shield slam my Drake. It's fine. We're still going with the Drake. He might not have kept the shield slam. Anyway. Okay. Then we go in with the Apple Bomb, I suppose. Punch him in the face a little bit. They can of course be Dino-Medics. Dino-Medic would be key probably because he contemplates playing against Zoo. No, it was a Super Collider. Which is pretty sweet too. Alright. Well, I found my Ooze. 9 cards in hand. We can go 10 cards in hand. We can take the Super Collider away. I think I need to play the Doomsayer here to prevent him from gaining too much of a tempo advantage. Because this might not be clearable with a Dino-Medic. I need to get to the turn 9 Jaraxxus. I think that's probably going to be important. Well, it's a Handlock, but kind of, yeah. 9 cards in hand, and none are cards that I would like to play. Oh boy. I think I'll just pass then. Let's see. He needs to play something. Dino-Medic, okay. I can War Mage that Dino-Medic. This looks like a Control Warrior to me, and not like a... Looks like Control Warrior and not Bomb Warrior. So we're going to go into Jaraxxus mode, then we're going to start spamming those 6/6s and see if that's going to be enough or not. It might not be enough. Oh, Doomsayer. Doomsayer is such an intriguing card. Because if I play Jaraxxus, he just starts going all face. Nah, it's still Jaraxxus. Heredal Lord of the Burning Legion time. I think I'm just hitting face. I don't think there's any particular reason for me to hit into the rover. He might magnetize some stuff. He's going to magnetize a lot of stuff because of the Snip Snap. Well, that's actually pretty annoying then. Okay. Well, I did not see the Snip Snap coming. That's 10 damage right there. And then it will be lethal afterwards. This has 2 Snip Snaps on it. This has just 1. I need to silence a bigger Snip Snap minion. Siphon Soul the smaller one. And do I now need to kill the 1/3? No, that's probably useless. He may or may not have Ziliax. We do need to kill the 1/3. Let's see. But surprisingly much pressure, because that Snip Snap suddenly gave him 6 damage from hand. So That was better than expected. Now if he can pick up some magnetic mechs, he might actually win. Oh, that's a pretty big high roll, I would say. So this will leave him with 3 microbots. Yeah, I might just die here, right? Hero Power Shadow Flame is 6 mana. Yeah, 1 damage from hand and I'm dead. If he has like another weapon that kills me. That's tough. It's like a Mortal Coil 2 of these. And I can hit that one away, and I can play a Doomsayer. But 1 damage from hand is lethal. I've only seen 1 weapon so far. If for some reason he doesn't have lethal, I will have to Alexstrasza myself. Ah, he rolled the boom, hero power, and that gave him the lethal. A very unsatisfactory game, but not altogether unexpected. I am going to draw Siphon Soul or Twisting Nether at some point to activate the War Mages. I believe. War Mage can then kill stuff like LX or things. But let's see what kind of warrior this is going to be. It's almost like when Plato died and left Aristoteles in charge of ethics. Well, this is still an easy game for the warrior. Make no mistake. But now I picked up the Twisting Nether, so my Sunreaver War Mages are online. Downside is that I have nothing that I can play here. So I can't tap either. But we need to be patient. Okay, we can play stuff next turn. I like that, I like playing stuff. Playing stuff is fun. Like this acidic Swampooze over here. And slurp. Do I also want to get the Sunfury Protector out there? I know he has a Rush minion in hand now. I mean, I have a pair of these Sunfury Protectors. I think I can play one of them out there. I think this is acceptable. Dino-Medic does a good job of clearing this board, of course. Then I can kill this Dino-Medic with the Sunreaver War Mage. He just needs to trade this one in first. That's one way he can do things. There are other ways. Oh, but I do love a good Mountain Giant. Are there good ways to use that Mountain Giant? I think this Mountain Giant, and I probably want to trade there. I think this is fine. He can't just hero power to kill it with a Shield Slam now, he needs something more. Which I fully expect him to potentially have. Oh, does he really run an egg? Oh, Militia Commander and Shield Slam. Oh, that was good enough. Fine, fine. That's when I think I need to go with the Sunreaver War Mage to the face. But now he could play a Dino-Medic, for example. There's 1 bomb in the deck. Blastmaster Boom is not terrible. Oh no, he wants to put more bombs in my deck. So Blastmaster Boom after this is going to be sweet. He might have Ziliox. Might have Warpaths. I mean, Sunreaver War Mage on that one just seems right. I think I want to do that. But do I hit face or do I hit... I think I need to kill the Eternium Rover, right? But then Ziliox will have Divine Shield and 5 health. Oh, it doesn't matter if I Siphon Soul it anyway. I think this is okay. I have 8 cards in hand, he has 3 bombs in my deck. I don't think I'm tapping at the moment. I may consider... That was a hard decision to tap or not to tap there. He has some difficulties identifying whether he's the aggressor or not. Okay. I'm fine with that. Good that I draw a bomb, because there can still be the Blast Master Boom. And I really want to get rid of some bombs. Well, I have the Rotten Apple Bomb available. He still has Brawls and stuff. Or I could play Twilight Drake, Sun Fury. That's not too bad either. There might be a Brawl in hand. There's 3 cards that he has not wanted to touch. The Apple Bomb puts almost as much pressure as the Twilight Drake, but it's slightly easier to kill. But I think we try with this approach. Unfortunately, I have not found a silence effect yet. I would not have magnetized them all together, but whatever. I believe I can afford to play Twilight Drake, coin Siphon Soul on the Snip Snap. He might have a Brawl. Still, there's a couple of cards that I have not seen him play yet, so I'm still a little bit worried about Brawls, because the 1/1 is likely to win a Brawl. I think it's still good enough to play Twilight Drake now. And just Siphon Soul that one. And he gets a bunch of 1/1s, but I think I'm fine with that. We push a little bit of face damage here. If he wants to Brawl, go ahead and Brawl. He might have a Ziliax to magnetize. That's pretty much the only thing he can have to magnetize. There's only 1 bomb in my deck, so not a lot of value from Blastmaster. Okay, I get the 4 healing. I don't mind any of this so far. Omega Assembly though. Oh, double Omega Assembly. Well, that's why I didn't see those cards for some time there. Fine. I'm not too sad about that, right? I don't think I'm too sad about that yet. So I could use Ziliax, hit there, Shadow Flame the Ziliax. That he has 6. He has 6 mechs in hand. That makes me a little bit scared. What if there's some big magnetizable mechs? What if there's like multiple Omega Devastators? 6 random mechs is really scary stuff. But I would need to find more resources too. I think I'm going with the Ziliax Shadow Flame play. I'm actually going to Shadow Flame this one and leave the Ziliax up. Let's see what happens next. I would have needed to tap a little bit more, I think. So now there's 6 random mechs in hand. There's just so much randomness in the game right now. Why is it called Handlock? Because it runs a lot of cards that synergize with having lots of cards in hand. You want to have a lot of cards in hand in order to really make this deck come together. There was a random Omega Devastator, just as I feared. Still 4 random mechs in hand, and if there's more magnetizable mechs, then they can just be used with these to such a great effect. But if I use my Twisting Nether already, it's also a little bit awkward. I think I have to do it like this, even though I'm not happy about this. Because now he needs to push through the Twilight Drake in order to access the Doomsayer or my face. And maybe he can't do that effectively. 4 random mechs, 3 other cards. I have not seen any Brawls yet. He wants to play a random mech. But what is it going to be? Okay. Dino typically should not allow him to clear the Doomsayer. He usually would need more. How much more is he willing to commit? Well, I guess I don't mind this too much. 3 random mix remaining. Let's tap a little. Well, Hellfire Mortal Coil. I go to dangerous low health totals, but I think I just need to do this. I need to draw more cards. There's 1 bomb in the deck. Only 1 bomb. He has not found Dr. Boom. He has 3 random mechs left. Oh, more draw. If he can find his boom. Well, that cannot be targeted, so that makes it a little bit awkward. I have to find Jaraxxus. I mean, I just have to. There's 1 bomb in the deck too. If I draw a bomb and he finds Wrench Caliber, then he wins. I think I have to risk it. Because I have to find Jaraxxus. Need to use a Twisting Nether there so that he can't magnetize anything on that Beryllium Nullifier.
Reactor core online.
Don't mind that one too much, I think. I just need to find the Jaraxxus. No, both Jaraxxus and Alexstrasza are in my bottom 8 cards, and then there's a bomb out there too. That is awkward. He has spent both shield slams, so armor in that sense doesn't really matter. I think I'll have to Siphon Soul that. Do I have to tap again? I have to find the Jaraxxus. That's the only way I can win the game. I have to tap once more. Because without Jaraxxus there's no winning. Now there's the Wrench Caliber bomb draw out for him. That is the last random mech, and I've seen the Snip Snap. I have not seen the Ziliax. There is Lord Jaraxxus. Thank you. I really needed this. It might not be enough. I went too deep into the deck to find it. Now he could magnetize Ziliax on that and go face. In response, I would use the Twisting Netherite. Probably. I have the Spellbreaker too. I think I need the Twisting Nether. Start making these 6/6s. That's very important at the moment. I'll probably have to Alexstrasza my face at some point in this game. He has Wrench Caliber left and he has Clockwork Goblin left, so he can shuffle multiple bombs into my deck. That's not going to draw anything anymore. Well, then an Omega Devastator, of course, is useful. Two and a 4. Not Godfrey doesn't clean this up. That is the last Omega Devastator. So Rotten Apple Bomb should be good enough, right? I think Rotten Apple Bomb should be good enough here. Punch face with this. Wrench Caliber isn't enough to push through the Apple Bomb so that he would have lethal. I don't expect him to have silence, so I expect to get that 4 healing. But there will be multitudes of bombs coming in the next turn still. And those bombs might be too much. He also hasn't used a single brawl yet, so there's probably 2 brawls remaining. And that means that even if I get a white board here, that just isn't going to cut it. That's basically what he's waiting for, right? Get some more bombs into my deck. Try to kill me that way. What if he wins the brawl? I'm going to have to Alex him now. I think that is the way to potentially have a chance to win this game. Just Alex him now. Put him down to 9. Force the brawl. If he loses the brawl, he's done so. I've seen all the random mechs. He can win if he makes me draw multiple bombs without the... If he makes me draw 2 bombs without the apple bomb dying. That's a way for him to win. I don't... Or if he has a silence effect. Oh no, he had a silence. I did not expect him to have 2 copies of silence in the deck. I thought that was very unlikely. So now a bomb draw. If he wins the brawl... Okay, so 1 in 3. But not enough. He was running double silence, but double silence didn't do enough. I think I'll keep these because he could play the 2-1 Murloc on 1. I'm not on the coin, which makes life difficult. Aggro Overload probably just has so much damage that I will die. Murlocs, then it really starts to depend on... Like, if he can coin the Angler on 1, yeah, I guess I'll just die. Yeah, that's the Angler on 1. I guess I'll just die. And this can still be the Aggro Overload. But I think I need to play the Ooze here. Because that might be able to kill the Angler next turn. Depends on what he gets here. Okay, so what is the Lackey that he picks up? 40% chance that this Lackey allows him to kill the Ooze. He wins the 40% roll. That is obviously very, very good for him. I think I need to Mortal Coil that Murloc. And just hope that he doesn't have a health buff now. Well, he can't have with 2 mana. So there's not going to be a health buff, so Hellfire is going to clean up this board next turn. Not the greatest consolation of all time, but I mean, it's something at least. So Angler gave him 2 Murlocs, even though he had the Dream Start.
Shall we make a storm?
Oh. Well, I can't deal with that. I'll have to play the Sunriver War Mage on it. This way maybe there's like a Hellfire opening. If he doesn't have Earth and Might for it. Oh, that's such a good Murloc. The only Murloc with enough health. Oh, and a Taunt Totem. Now this is getting interesting. This could just be Aggro Overload. No, he played Tidecaller. Well, it can be one of those hybrid decks. I would need to preserve my health. But that's hard. What if he has another Thunderhead? Next turn is going to be tough. I think I need to Shadow Flame this. I think I have to tap too. I think I also have to tap. I need more resources. I can Alexstrasza my own face. If he doesn't have a health buff. I'm always wishing that he wouldn't have a health buff, but every turn he does. So I need to survive another turn. How do I best survive another turn? With Celiax, of course. Do I want to tap? I do want to tap. This is pure Murlocs now. Because these are not randomly generated. Of course there's Hagathas and stuff, which can get ugly. But this is going to be just Celiax. Let's kill one of the Murlocs on the board, so that only one remains. Surprising use of silence. Because there are rarely charged Murlocs in that deck. Well, Hellfire doesn't clean this up, so I need to commit a Twisting Nether here. This is one of those hybrid builds with the Rain of Toads, so he runs the Stormbringer and stuff. He spent one silence effect. He might still have more. But I still think I now need to go with the Mountain Giant and the Rotten Apple Bomb. Having seen one silence, he doesn't have a ton of cards there. I think it's unlikely that there's a second silence immediately. And if there's no second silence, then there are just a lot of things that I can do. Okay. I suppose that is somewhat awkward. What if he has a Bloodlust now? I'm 3 off with the Alex, and then I would die to Bloodlust on the backswing. I could get a Wall of Taunts over here, but if I do that I can't kill the... Well, I don't have to trade away the Wall Eater. You have to trade away the Wall Eater here. I think this is what I need to do. Wall Eater just gives him so much power. Now he needs to choose a little. Like, he could have Stormbringer, but then the Death Rattles don't do anything. He could have Bloodlust, but then I have so many Taunt minions that he still cannot just push through all of that. Well, I can definitely wipe this board. I can silence this. Trade there. Hellfire. Costs 8 mana. I will go down to 9. Not my favorite thing. Or I can even go down to 7 if I tap. I need to do it like this. I'm down to 7, but he's down to just 2 cards. One randomly generated Murloc, right? And a Thunderhead, I see, as a top deck. No, it was a Witchy Lackey instead. It's actually a Witchy Lackey. This is fine, right? I can Siphon Soul the Thunderhead. I can Mortal Coil the Witchy Lackey. 7 mana. I need to tap 2, right? Probably yes. Mortal Coil the 1/1. Siphon Soul the Thunderhead. So I go to 8. And I have like Sunreal Warmage, Rotten Apple Bomb. He has just 1 card. So he's going to play 1 card at a time. Swamp Queen, Hagatha and Shudderwalk. But this deck might not even run those cards. It's by no means certain. Well, Godfrey does a good job of cleaning up this board here. Being at 7 seems fine. I don't need to taunt up the Godfrey. I believe this is acceptable. Mountain Giant, Apple Bomb. I don't want to trade away the Searing, because that could be the Stormbringer. I think trading that is fine. Because I have a lethal setup here with Alexstrasza. Unless he gets 2 damage spells. Well, this is just doesn't do anything. So then we're going to bring some life and hope to myself. I'm probably going to be a bomb hunter, right? Let's see. That's a bomb hunter. I have my silence. I think I need to just drop the ooze here, because when it's a bomb hunter, then it's less likely that he has hatchet or any weapons. So I can simply start to challenge the board with the help of the ooze. Next turn he can start coining some stuff. I probably need to play the Sun Fury. And I think I need to hit a little bit of damage into the Framebot. Now of course simply the Mekaru can trade, and Framebot can be buffed with coin, well, with coin replicating menace. And then when that is done, then the Sun Fury cannot kill it. But I didn't see any good way to get past that. Spider Bomb on that seems really weak though. Because now I can just Hellfire this board. Spider Bomb on that was weak, but I have to use so many resources to get to even to this position. I don't think I'm going to make it.
Protocol 7 engaged.
I need to play the Twilight Drake, entice him to trade, although he probably is just going to go face.
Precision.
No, you shouldn't be trading. That's just terrible. We've got the beast in our sight, so let's kill off that. All right, that's something. I have fewer cards in hand than the Bomb Hunter. How does that work? Why do you have Fateful Lumi in that deck? Instead of setup for what? Next turn, what? I don't even know. Missile Launcher. He can't do Missile Launcher Venomizer yet next turn. And if I were to play Defender of Argus here, then this would not die to the Missile Launcher. Then he wouldn't be able to play a Missile Launcher here.
Gotcha.
But I think I'm going to just trade that and play a Twilight Drake. Because still, just a Missile Launcher. Okay, it kills this, but then there's the Twilight Drake that can trade away the Missile Launcher, so I don't mind. He has not had a Galvanizer. I'm still at 22. What is going on here? Next turn he could have a Missile Launcher Venomizer combo. So if I play a Mountain Giant now, then it would die. Everything he's playing this like really makes me think he has it. But I mean, well, now that I drew another Mountain Giant, then I'm definitely still going to play it. Because this will force the combo, and then I can Siphon Soul the combo. And this will force the Missile Launcher Venomizer. Do I need to tap? That's a big question. Because tapping gets my health lower. It gets me closer to Alex and Jaraxxus too. He has Leroy. There's Leroy, there's Boommaster Flock. I think I need to tap. And Siphon Soul that one. So I've seen a Spider Bomb, I've seen a Venomizer. One of each left. Boommaster Flock is maybe one of the things I'm most scared of at the moment. That one into Leroy would be such a solid pair of turns. Godfrey can't even kill the Flock, because there's 2 and then there's 5. That is weird. That's got to be too early to silence. Can he have another missile launcher venomizer combo in hand or something? Because I could avoid a little bit of damage if I silence the Goblin Bomb. That is possible. I think I need to play the Mountain Giant here. Just War Mage that one. So, the way he has played makes me think he has more hard removal in hand. But I can't just play around it forever. If for some reason there is no more hard removal, then Defender of Argus can do things. Wait, what? Oh no. That's exactly lethal with Leroy and Unleash. Well, I didn't see that coming. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.